start noticing it? And what was going on in the dugout? Were guys staying away from him, the usual?
I'm not going to give anybody up. There were a couple of our guys that didn't even know it was a no-hitter. It was moving so fast. Which, you know, what's the saying? Ignorance is bliss. Wish I could get in there. I know I got the ignorant part down. The bliss doesn't come too easily. Played good defense. I thought Robert had a really good game at second base. Willie made a good play on a slicing ball by Span. I tell you, one of the toughest plays that made it look easy is Indy's play. I think it was in the first inning. That's a tough play. Ball slicing, he made it look easy. That was fun to watch. He's a guy that really wasn't throwing a sinker till about 3 weeks ago. You know, he and Rick, some things that really worked out today. Oh, JJ was really good too. That's a tough part of the lineup to go through in the ninth inning.
But the sinker, was that, I mean, he had, I think, 13, 14 ground outs. Yeah. Was the ball moving a lot? Or?
Yeah, it's the, you know, talking with some of our guys that saw him in the National League, that's something he didn't have over there. He's pretty much all four-seam, cross-seam. And he's carrying pretty good velocity today. That'll creep down a little bit as the season goes on, and the adrenaline's not quite what it was today, I'm sure, but it was more than just a sinker, though. He had good command of all his pitches. I think the strike 3 on the curveball after seeing the window of the slider for 3 pitches to Hughes, I believe it was. That was most impressive. Probably the most impressive thing about the day was after he gave up the no-hitter and got into a little bind there. I tell you, a lot of people pull the dirt in around him. That was probably the most impressive thing today.
Your decision to stay with him in that scenario?
Well, it was his ability that allowed you to. A lot of things too, Keith, is he deserved a chance to, as long as he's carrying his stuff and the pitch count's down, he kind of deserves a chance there to win or lose his own ball game. That's the way I look at it. You know, unless there's some physical issues or whatever, there's a lot of variables that come into it. But you know, there's I just thought he deserved the chance there at his own game.
JJ coming out, can you guys all do a good start today? The relevance of that.
Yeah, well, he's done it before. He can ambush you, and he's got quick hands. I was talking to Jim today. He's got the ball off his bat is. Maybe it was my mood today. It was such a beautiful day, and the weather was perfect and everything. But the sound of the ball off JJ's bat last year, this year, is just very distinct. It's actually really pretty sound, especially when it's our guys. But we got 2 or 3 guys like that too. But boy, when he squares the ball up, it just has a different square up sound. It's fun to listen to. I hope we get to the point where we got enough people in the stands we can't hear it.
Mark, I know you wrestled with your roster decisions. If the starting pitching goes as deep as it has, does that mean that Zach Phillips becomes a much more valuable option to you?
Well, if that was the case, you'd probably add another position player. But I think you're getting way too far ahead of ourselves. You know, we've had 3 good starts like we did last year. You know, so far so good. I'm proud of the way they presented themselves. Everybody's done, for the most part, done some good things.
We talked about this little pregame, and you pointed out that the team went 3-0 and started off well last year. But do you take anything out of these 3 starting pitching performances?
Sure. I mean, I'd rather it be going that way than some other way. You know, it really puts you in you know, especially when you see, you're hoping Jake graduates a little bit, and you're hoping that Tommy Hunter does too, because Tommy's only 26, 25, whatever it is. You know, Jason Hammel's 29 years old. He's not like somebody asked me this morning about the veteran. I mean, he's still trying to really establish himself, and he is compared to the rest of our guys. But you know, seen a lot in the past where some adversity kind of sets in and people look for, you know, some help. That wasn't the case with Jason at all. He didn't look over in the dugout or bullpen one time.
I'm sorry, Ron. That's all right.
I was going to say the double steal ended up being pretty important too. Yeah, so that's something you like to kind of push the envelope a little bit.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the only option I would have there is to shut them down, and you know, it's all Adam, but you know, Brian Roberts, his contribution he's made. He's been working with some of our guys, 2 or 3 of them, about some of the methods that have made him so prolific at stealing bases and third base. And I swear if I didn't know better at the way that Robbie does it, Adam was like a copy of it. Robbie had a big smile on his face after the game. But you know, I was all Adam, but he'll be the first to tell you. But you know, there's a certain method that you follow if you do it the way Robbie does. It's been real successful. It's hard to teach. It's hard to teach. It requires a lot of instincts and a lot of work watching tape.
If you look at Hammel's lifetime records, a lot of people just look at stats and they see, well, you know, he's got a 5 ERA. What? I mean, can you explain? Can you explain? You know, a performance like today just by, oh well, he's got a great, you know, he's great sinker, maturity.
Yeah, I've said it. You heard me say it a lot. 28-32. A lot of times I figured out. I know talking to Jim Tracy last year, he thought that Jason the last month of the season had really kind of gotten into something that he hadn't gotten over some things that he hadn't been able to quite get over. I thought we might be catching him at the right time, and then some adjustments that he and Rick made with some things that they thought he could do better. This guy's 6'6", 6'5". I mean, he's pretty athletic. You saw him fill his position. Made a really good 1.63, 1.43 that made it look like he was a middle infielder, turn around and trying to get a base to throw off. So many guys stand straight up and they throw that ball to second base, and that's where they get in trouble. I thought Chris Davis made a couple good plays at first base, too.